Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and take it up a notch now. All right, the reason why we're kind of learning these problems is because we're kind of building towards a very important formula. And I told you I'm an AP Calc teacher. And so my goal is from Algebra 2 on to all the way to AP Calc, I'm slowly wanting to build certain skills that show up a lot in AP Calc, right? And that's kind of what we're building to. And it's still Algebra 2, which is great. So don't think I'm doing AP Calc, but it actually is leading towards AP Calculus and calculus in general. So I'm giving you 2 points, all right? I'll call this x1, y1, and I'll call this one x2, and I'll call this one y2. All right, because I'm giving you 2 different points. I just wanted, this is my x1, x2, y1, y2. All right, and I ask you create an equation. All right, create an equation that passes through those 2 points given. Okay, so that's what I'm asking you. Well, basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to create some equation. Oops, I drew that kind of bad. I'm trying to create some equation that's going to pass through those 2 points. Again, just absolutely terrible drawing there. Oh my God. Okay, hopefully you get the point. I'm just being a terrible drawer. We want to create this kind of equation that passes through these 2 points. All right, well, one of the things that we could do is we can make a slope triangle here, right? We can do this slope triangle like that. And we know, I'm going to do it one more time, sorry. And we know if we make a slope triangle here, okay? This is absolutely crazy. I can't draw. I'm literally going to cry. Okay. Here we go. This is 1, right? And over here, what is this? What's 3? Okay. And what do you notice? What can we do with the top point and the bottom y value? What can we do with 5 and 2 to get 3? Well, you could subtract them. 5 minus 2 gives you the y value. And 1, this is the x value, minus 0 gives you the 1. All right. And so we know our equation has to be at least have a slope of 3 over 1. So to find our slope, we already did it. Our slope, right here is an equation. Y is equal to mx plus b. Our slope is 3, okay? But the way that we can do this, because I'm not going to give you a graph. I'm just giving you the graph right now so you can make sense of it, right? But what we're going to do is we're going to use some new notation. We're going to use something called, let me use a different color actually. Something that stands out. I like this color. Let's use change in y divided by change in x. This right here is rise over run. Okay, this just means your change in y, and this just means change in x. Okay, that little delta means change, all right? So if I was to write, you need to there you go. If you need to change because you're a snake, all right? All right, don't say that to anybody. But if you wanted to secretly be mean about that, you could. You could just write this little delta sign and it means change. You're changing, right? Something that's changing. So you need to change because you're a snake. But that's okay. I was talking about myself. I am a snake. Anyways, back to the point here, guys, all right? Is rise over 1, which is changing y over changing x. And basically what that means is we're taking our top y value minus the second y value, and we're taking the x values and subtracting them, right? This is my top value, y2, 5. Well, 5 minus 2 and 1 minus 0. And we actually did that graphically over here when we made our slope. So let's go ahead and put 5 minus 2 over 1 minus 0. And we're going to get 3 over 1, which is 3. So we get y is equal to 3x plus b. Now we just need to find our y-intercept. Well, in this case, our y-intercept, we saw it on the graph that points on the y-intercept, it's 2. So our equation is y equals 3x plus 2. All right? Okay, let's go ahead and go over one more example problem. Let's go ahead. I'm going to completely make this up from the top of my head. So it may come out bad, it may come out good. We'll just find out. Let's see. Let's say I give you the point 1 comma 4, and I give you another point. We'll call this x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, let's say -2 and 10. All right, why not? All right, so we have this point here. Let's do 1 comma 4 right there, and we have at -2 and at 10 right there. So we want to create a line that crosses through there, and you notice in this case we don't really know our slope and we don't know our y-intercept, and matter of fact we're going to we can try making a slope triangle, but in this case, because I'm not giving you a graph, it's just better to use our formula. So if we want to find our rise over run, we want to find our slope. It's going to be our change in y over our change in x, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Well, y2 is 10 minus y1, which is 4, divided by -2 minus 1. -2 is x2 and x1 is 1. So we're going to get 6 over -3, which is just -2. So that tells us m is equal to -2. So we have y equals -2x plus b. And now we need to find our y-intercept. Well, pick one of these points and plug it in the x and y value and solve for it. Well, I'll just choose this one because they're both positive. So I'll take the 1 and plug it in for the x, and I'll take the 4 and plug it in for the y to solve for b. So this is 4 equals, we're going to get -2 times 1 plus b. Okay, I'll write this down over here. 4 equals -2 times 1 is -2 plus b. All right, now we're just going to add 2 to both sides, right? We just add by the opposite, and we get 6 is equal to b. Well, b is equal to 6. So our equation is going to be y equals -2x plus 6. Look, it turned out to be a pretty nice equation here, and we essentially get something that looks like this. Okay, our slope essentially is going to be 1 over 2, 1 over 2, 1 over 2, 1 over, until we get to that point there, right? And that's exactly what we're essentially doing there. And you'll notice it's negative, which is why the line is in the opposite direction. And last but not least, maybe the more important thing now is at this point right here at the y-intercept, this is +6, and we have a pretty great graph that helps us out here. All right, so it's pretty nice. I might go over, you can stop here, you don't have to take notes on this next one. I kind of would like to go over a problem that has a lot of negatives. I don't know, I'm a -3, -4, -2, -6. What about that? Let's go ahead and see. So -3, -4, we have this point here, and -2 and -6, we have this point here. So we're trying to create this line right there. Oh, if you notice, just by the way it already looks, it looks to me like it's going to have, can you imagine? You're right, negative slope. So I'm going to find my slope, my m, delta y over delta x, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and we get y2 is -6 minus -4. I'm putting parentheses just so that I know what's going on, and then we have -2 minus -3. Okay. Well, what's a negative times a negative? It's a positive. So we're going to get -6 plus 4 divided by negative times a negative is a positive, and we get -2 plus 3. So we're going to get -2 on the top and +1 on the bottom, and we get -2 for my slope. So y is equal to -2x plus b. I pick any of these ugly points and plug it in. All right, and we get, I'll choose, I don't know, I guess I'll just choose this one here. The -4 is with the y, so I'll put it out here. -2 times -3 plus b. All right. So now I'll go ahead and just solve. So we're going to get -4 is equal to +6 plus b, because negative times a negative is a positive. We subtract 6 to both sides, and we get that b is equal to -10. And you see, it makes sense. It should be more down below, -10. So my equation for this is y equals -2x minus 10. All right. There you go. Hopefully that helps you. I went over 3 example problems. kind of lengthy, but you'll get a chance to see how to actually write an equation given 2 points. And we're kind of building upon things we've